Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out something called Flatland Fallen Angle, a very original and rather unorthodox game that I kind of can't help but laugh at how strange the premise is, yet how well it works. The premise here is essentially we're going to be playing a geometry-based film noir, if that makes any sense. So picture something like Thomas Was Alone, but top-down and with sort of like Geometry Wars-looking graphics, and it's an adventure game. And it's pretty strange, but it actually works really well. I spent a couple of minutes with it to get a feel for it and get the proper audio levels. So we'll jump right into things and we'll see how long it goes. I'm not particularly sure because this is essentially my first time through, but I am curious on seeing a little bit more about it because it's a pretty interesting premise, like I said. So let's look at the credits first, and we will jump through that. I'm not sure if they're going to be the type of credits that want to be all slow. And it looks like the developer's next game, particularsgame.com, is where you can go to check out more on that, by See-Through Studios, and there are all of our names. A really important thing that I like a whole bunch when developers put in is if you can click on the credits thing, if it'll speed it up at a certain point, but that can kind of put it at odds with the music that might be running in the background. Anyway, I think those are our names for this particular one. In our options menu, we have subtitles and volume. Alright, oh, and I should mention, of course, there is sort of like some Bastion-esque narration going for the entire game, and there will be subtitles on. I will speak over them, but the voice acting seems quite good, so you'll definitely want to go check this one out. By the way, it is a totally free browser-based game. In case you want to try this yourself, there is absolutely nothing holding you back, and there's a level select, which I will not look at. So here we go. I'll be quiet for the intro anyway.
You never see the big things until it's too late. You open your eyes, and you're not the same person who went to sleep. And when that happens, all you can do is run. I woke to the shouting of the soldiers. Everything ached.
Alright, so this is us. We're this triangle here, and we can click to dash, and we just want to basically follow wherever our pointer is, or we are going to follow wherever our pointer is. So we're just going to explore around, and notice these little fragments, these shards here we can push and split with some pretty cool physics. Like we can actually use our point to shatter things. But if we don't do it right, we're going to end up actually damaging or killing ourselves. It seems like you can break apart in some ways, but not all the ways. So yeah, alright, so I guess if you damage your core, or if you split more than you're supposed to be able to, I'm not sure exactly what the metric is for that. That will be the end of your life. So we're going to move through each of these environments, dashing and trying to avoid enemies and looking for the blue exit doors, and possibly, having a little bit of combat at the same time, depending on how we want to treat things. I can also hold the W key to just keep flying forward, and these enemies will actually kind of bonk into each other and shatter themselves, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Oh, you can also strafe left and right by using A and D. Alright, so we want to dash right through this wall here, and then it splits in half, and then we can slide these shards out of the way. Dash with care. Alright, we can just shatter him in half and go right through his body. His life was a price I was willing to pay. Obviously, this is a game where you're going to want to play it without me talking over it, but I'm just sort of giving you my opinions on it as we go. Because it seems like it's just a really strange and, like, surprisingly cohesive type of game that I just haven't really seen anything quite done like this before. We've found a dead end. Oh, and there we go. A little bit of suspense there. It leads us to believe we're about to lose, and last moment the door opens up. So now we find some rogue triangles here who will light up a special color when we get near them, and they will become our allies in what seems to be some sort of a revolution. But you want to make sure we can maybe keep these guys with us if possible, because it seems to be either raining or there's like bullets or something happening. Okay, I think it's rain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's rain. I think he even mentions that it's rain. Yeah, it's rain. Alright, so we're going to try and use these triangles to our advantage if possible. Let them do the splitting of our enemies wherever we can. We're recruiting more people. And we're sort of supposed to be looking at this, I think, like this is a sort of a macro-level map. Like we're looking down on a street view, and these are all supposed to be buildings. And this triangle is, I mean, it represents us in a very abstract way. But it still does represent us. So maybe those groups of triangles, each one of those is like a group of 100 people or something that have joined our cause. Alright, so let's head on to wherever the next position is, and we'll just keep recruiting more people here to help us, or more triangles, I guess. Are they also dying occasionally? It looks like they are, but I'm not sure why. Oh, is the rain killing me? Maybe it is, actually. Maybe I should just keep moving on. And try and just grab some of these guys and just dash right through everybody. Oh, excuse me. Cut off my one corner there. Oh, cut off my other corner. This is a dangerous situation we're in right now. So you can just keep recruiting more.
A group
Group of hexes caught on the wrong side of the blockade, so those big ol' hexes are gonna come and try to mess me up. But they're too slow for me. Streets are packed. Every stairs I pass, I was their savior. Wow. Big stuff. Their faith was indeed misplaced. I'm just a triangle. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, that hex could be a problem. Let's see if we can just split a little bit off of his edges there. There we go. Oh. It seems strangely violent, too, because if you hear the sounds that are happening, like the Foley when I split into some of these shapes, it's sort of morbid. Like, it sounds a little bit like we're splitting open a body or something, which I think was the intent. It's very squishy. The streets were nearly deserted.
Now is my chance.
Now is my chance for what? I don't even know what my motivation is here. Alright, can we break through these walls? No. Alright, so we've got a maze. I think a pretty cool application of these geometry-based graphics. I think it works pretty well. I don't feel like this was necessarily a choice that was made out of necessity, like for resources or anything. I feel like this actually was an artistic decision made to augment the storytelling experience, which is what you want when you go for a weird idea like this. And I use weird very generally, because there's really not all that weird, or much weird about it. It's just mostly the delivery and the execution. My guy's a hurting unit right now.
While I slept, he cut slabs from my flesh and took them for himself.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty morbid. I'm just like cutting edges off of my cohorts here, which is not really my intent. We could just like get through this one little sequence. Let's dash around them. Maybe, there we go. I really like how it's dynamic deformation as well. Like, you don't have to cut them on any specific axis, you can cut them pretty much any way you can. And these guys really go to town on him. And moving further to the left, what do we have over here? Oh, more hexes. Watch out.
But I had nothing left to lose.
And it feels kind of like I'm running out of steam here, being all damaged. Okay, I'm all good now. Oh, I like this. These corners being so vividly colored, I think, actually helps quite a bit. Things were pretty bleak before. If I could wake these guys up, they would probably help me out quite a bit. Oh, there's barely anything left of me. Yeah, so it has to be then when they intersect with the core of your character that you start to die, or you do die, I should say. If I could just avoid these guys going forward, I think I'm good.
All of them the same. I was almost home.
Definitely feels a little like Geometry Wars as we get around some of these corners and there's just more and more stuff coming at me like that. Oh, squares could be a problem. Can I fake this guy out? Oh, they can hit each other too, so we keep that in mind. So now we've got rain, we've got multiple shapes. Everybody wants to kill me now. And I'm just gonna keep dashing and I hope I can find the way out. I probably should have listened to what it just said. I bet I have to defeat all of these enemies for me to get out of this alive. So we're in sort of an arena-style position. I don't have much of a chance left, because if I take like one more hit, I'm pretty much done. So unless I can maybe guide these guys into each other, that might work. But what am I saying? Like, this is seriously such an original premise, and I haven't really seen anything like this. And I'm sort of, as I'm watching this happen in front of me, I'm thinking, like, I could have probably made something like this in the Little Big Planet editor, and I'm not trying to say that to, like, downplay the game or anything. Oh, there we go. I defeated the target.
Killed myself.
But, yeah, no, I mean, it's a cool thing, and I see how it came together in a way. And I find the expression of this on an execution level to be almost, if not as interesting as the actual, the game in front of us itself.
Maybe you never were that person.
And I suppose, okay, that was the end. Alright, Flatland, Fallen Angle. Not the longest game, but definitely an interesting little jaunt. Again, by See-Through Studios. This would be a shorter episode, I suppose. But I'd love to hear your perspectives on this one. So if you guys have a particular, you know, one angle versus another of how you'd like to, you know, delve into this one, I'd love to hear what you think. And I don't think I really paid proper attention to the fact that this also seems to have an excellent soundtrack. I personally liked it quite a bit, and I think it actually went really well with what was going on. With the constant narration, I think it would actually hook you in pretty well. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective, like I just said. And feel free to go try it yourself, because the link is going to be in the description, so you can go just play it. You know, let me know what you think. Hear all of the actual narration, so you don't have to have me talking over the whole thing. And this is one of those things that I've really wished YouTube would do, would be allow me to implement my audio of my voice on a separate audio track. So if, you know, a game like this comes along, you could just mute me and still listen to the game, or like do both. Or maybe just have a volume slider for one versus the other. I mean, I try to balance the audio to my best of my ability, but some games I think are more prone to having one thing turned down in one area and adjusted in another. I mean, that's what editing is for, but sometimes people just want to listen to the game by itself. I don't know. Or maybe the game music's really annoying and they just want to hear me talk over it. It could be. So that would be a feature that I would hope like YouTube 2.0 one day could implement. You know, just allow us to upload our audio on separate tracks and put it together after the fact, although it may make things a bit more complicated. I don't know. It seems like a good idea in my head anyway. But yeah, again, that was Flatland Fallen Angel. Make sure you go check it out in the description. Totally free, browser-based game, available to play on Congregate. And while you're in there, feel free to check out my other social media links, like my Facebook page, my Twitter, or the website for the show, which is indie-impressions.com. Nearly 500 other indie games available over there for you to check out. A lot of strange, artistic, surreal, unique ones, and ones that many times are not really covered anywhere else on the internet. So definitely worth checking around in there, see if there's anything you might have missed. And please do let me know your feedback. I'd love to hear it. So that's going to pretty much do it for this episode. So make sure you either get in contact with me, leave a comment, leave any kind of support you can. I really do value that. And be sure you come back again tomorrow, because I do a new episode every single day, and I have been doing it for well over a year now. So as long as your support continues to be there, I will try my best to keep this series going as long as humanly possible, because there are still thousands more indie games for me to delve into. So if you like what I'm doing, do what you can to help me out, and I'll do my best to keep this going. So thanks again, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow. Have a lovely night, guys. Take care.